Assalamualaikum. Today I would like to explain about introduction of presentational aids. Effective public speaking occurs when the listener receives the same information provided by the speaker and avoids misunderstanding of the information being conveyed and when the information is received by the listener. Therefore, presentational aids are one way to produce an effective public speaking. That's all.
Next, the benefits of using teaching aids. The teaching aids educational efficiency in terms of quality and quantity increase. Second, the teaching aids provide practical training with more powers among the audience. Third, the teaching aids can improve development and spiritual growth are effective in the minds of students. While the practical part, according to Mr. Farid said, the using of teaching aids can aid speaker deliver their speech. Second, Mr. Farid said it is can save times by using teaching aids.
Assalamualaikum. Today I would like to explain about types of presentational aids. Presentational aids is divided into four parts. Firstly, visual aids. Secondly, audiovisual aids. Thirdly, audio aids. And lastly, other sensory aids. Visual aids, the example of visual aids are like objects, models, photographs, drawing, maps, chart, and so on. Audiovisual aids, example like LCD projector, film projector, TV, computer, and so on. Audio aids like radio, tape recorder, gramophone, leguophone, and so on. And lastly, other sensory aids. According by Selno in 2004, he said that sensory aids that appeal to smell, touch, or taste may effectively enhance your speech. That's all.
There are various types of presentational aids. We must focus on some criteria to make effective choice for presentational aids. First, we must make sure these ideas are ones you may want to highlight what the presentational aids, because audience tend to remember presentation. The number of presentational aids must be limited so the focus of the audience is only the speaker. After that, the presentational aids must be used colorful presentational aids so the audience can remember what we said. The presentational aids must look how many audience in our program.
According to Mr. Farid, the criteria for choosing the presentational aids, first, it must be used the technology, because today, as we know, people use the technology as their daily life. Second, the presentational aids must be unlimited. As more as presentational aids, it can attract the audience, and the audience will remember what we said. Third, the presentational aids must be colourful, because it can avoid audience from feel boring.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Inshallah, today I would like to present about the preparing presentational aids. Preparation is the single most important part of making a successful presentation. First step, develop the content by using brainstorm ideas, gather all our information and then organize it. Transfer the information to cue cards or single sheet of paper. Be sure to know the expected length of time for the presentation. The second one is the create your visual aids by using the poster, charts, samples and the demonstration. The next one is know your audience. For example, demography of our audience is gender, race, and status. The third one is use technology creatively and effectively. And the last one is engage our listeners, asking questions and welcome to them wisely. In our theory, we find that as a speaker should prepare for our presentation at least a week before. But differently with Mr. Faris that he prepared at the last minute, which means an hour before. Preparation is most important thing for our presentation going smoothly. Besides that, engaging the listener is key of successful for our presentation, but differently with Mr. Faris applies that he just only adds a sum of humors in presentation. For example, a speaker who engage directly with the audience will be particularly welcome. Lastly, keep in mind that we should be comfortably using whatever we use to create our visual aids. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Next, method for displaying presentation aids. As we know, presentation aids, sometimes also known as sensory aids, are sourced beyond the speech itself that speaker use to enhance the message delivery to the audience. There are few methods for displaying presentation aids that speaker can use for delivering their speech effectively. Firstly, poster. Poster is the easiest method and effective was, but it's just for the small audience only. Second, white and chalkboard. Whiteboard and chalkboard are great tools for explaining unfolding process such as math problems. Third, flip chart. Flip chart can function especially in brainstorming type situation where you interact with your audience. 4. Slide projector. Slide projector usually connected to the VCR player, DVD-R player and others that audience easy to see the visual. 5 is handout. Handout are given to the audience so that they can study later. 6. Document camera. Document camera allow you to project image without transferring them to the assisted film. 7 is DVD player. DVD player are using to show TV, film and video clip for a classroom space. Next, critical argument according Mr. Faris about method. The similarity that we found in theoretical part and interview part is poster. Mr. Faris also used a poster to attract the audience in presenting his learning session. Next, Mr. Faris also used pamphlet during their exhibition. Meanwhile, the differences that we found in theoretical part and interview part is slide projector. The projector of used slides was acknowledged by Mrs. Faris as important to show the picture and video to attract the audience to focus on the speaker. But at the same time, Mr. Farid says use of the slide did not capture the attention and understanding of the audience. In addition, Mr. Farid also used a real tool in practical learning, but in theoretical, Mr. Farid did not use it.
Okay, then we move on to guidelines for using our presentation aids. They have 4 guidelines. Okay, first we have to plan carefully when to use our presentation aids. We have to indicate our outline on how and when we can use the aids. 2. We have to talk to presentation aids while showing it. We can use the following turn, touch, and talk techniques. And third, we have to talk to the audience, do not talk to the presentation aids. When we using aids, it is important to talk to the audience and do not talk to the aids. Lastly, and fourth, we have to avoid passing objects around the audience. As a speaker, do not have to pass objects around the audience when you are presenting it. Thank you. So we can conclude that presentational aids can enhance your speech by clarifying the verbal message, adding variety, reducing public speaking anxiety, increasing the listener retentions, increasing persuasive appeal, and rounding the cycle of learning. So we know that presentation is very important for us when we want to do our public speaking. So that's all from us, and thank you.